From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland, this is ABC 7 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Rick Cabrera.
And I'm Mesilla Hills. We begin with a search for a killer in the triple murder investigation in Mesilla. But we did learn one victim's identity and how all three were killed.
Doña Ana County investigators identified one of the men as 68-year-old Peter White. They say he was friends with the other two victims, a married couple. They family members confirm that couple is Gil and Helga Delisle, the owners of the home where the bodies were discovered. Investigators say the shooting happened between 6 and 9 p.m. Wednesday night. They also tell us there were no signs of forced entry. Sheriff's deputies.
They did sustain gunshot wounds due to the fact that the victims were removed from the residence this morning at approximately 4 a.m. They were transported to the office of the medical investigator when an autopsy was conducted.
At this point, we have not determined whether it was one assailant or multiple assailants, and only ballistics will determine whether or not more than one weapon was used.
Sheriff deputies discovered their bodies after they failed to show up to court for a civil case involving several $100,000. The defendant in that case, Eugene Ferry, did give investigators a voluntary statement, but at this time he is not considered a suspect.
As for two of the victims, we're learning they were authors, artists, and avid fans of the outdoors. Tonight, a look at the life of Gil and Helga Delisle from their friends.
Adventurous. They loved adventure and they loved travel, but they were always doing it together. And that was the neat part about them.
Many times you'd see them walking hand in hand, but it was just so sweet.
They adored one another. I never saw a couple that congealed and loved each other and what they did, and they just simply adored one another, no matter what they were doing, whether it was cooking, whether it was hiking, whether it was in their yard.
They did enjoy life, they enjoyed the adventure, and they shared that with the people they were with. They brought enthusiasm to everybody they were with and encouragement, and they were just a great hand in helping everybody when he did the hikes and stuff like that. They were just wonderful people that were just good role models for the whole community and everybody that would come into their lives.
They were an amazing couple. If you saw them hiking, Gilles had a heart transplant years ago, and he would just run up the mountains.
Had the heart transplant a number of years ago, and he told me that they gave him so many years to live, and he says he's 5 years past that. And his comment was that every day I have now is a day that I cherish from God, because it was more than he expected.
Well, they obviously left their mark on a lot of people. Well, neighbors we spoke agreed the Delisles were a nice couple. We've also learned Helga Delisle worked at New Mexico State University until she retired in 1996.